to be able to meet people from different countries enriches our lives.
Wine County gave me so much, my degree, who I am.
The college supports you to grow. They have the different campuses. I'm like, I can try this. Makrit Shunga, Ethiopia.
Sandra Gonzalez, Mexico.
Arminalda Carrick, Bosnia.
Javed Khan, Bangladesh. Go to Wine County. They will find your path and you will know what to do next.
WHPR TV is now on Channel 90. Check out all of your favorite morning talk shows on Comcast Channel 90 every day from 7 a.m. to 12 noon, and watch us anytime, day or night, on all of your favorite devices. Download the WHPR TV Now app and take us with you wherever you go. WHPR TV is now on Comcast Channel 90 every day from 7 a.m. till noon. WHPR TV, a Watkins Broadcasting Company.
Women of Courage Show is conducting 2 workshops Saturdays, September 14th and October 5th at the Southfield Pavilion. The regular tickets for each event is $20. Contact Renee 707-881-7363 for tickets and vendor opportunities. This is going to be a spectacular event. There is only one person in this state that can give a workshop like this. Contact Renee at 707-881-7363. Come and enjoy.
Kareem Bean Pie is the grand champion of all bean pies. The rich flavor and smooth texture takes this pie to a whole new level of delicious. One bite and you'll understand why people all over the country call daily to order Kareem Bean Pie. Call 313-371-7033. That's 313-371-7033. Kareem Bean Pie.
This bean pie is delicious.
Have you been in an accident? Have you been injured? Auto, motorcycle, bicycle, pedestrian, truck, bus accident, slip and fall, dog bite, wrongful death, or police brutality? Then you need professional help from Tri-County Lawyers. No fee unless we win. Tri-County Lawyers. Call 888-292-6908. That's 888-292-6908. Tri-County Lawyers. Call 888-292-6908.
All media platforms are engaged.
Copy.
Get ready to launch your show or product.
Periscope ready. We're 5x5 ready to launch. Copy that.
Trend worldwide across all major platforms.
Ignition. 3, 2, 1.
The world is waiting. Watkins Broadcasting. More than just TV.
Feedback. Feedback. Hi, this is Theo Broughton.
And I am Thabiti Mpinga.
Inviting you to join us each Monday at 9 a.m. for Feedback.
A positive image production by Hood Research.
Encourage others to tune in each Monday on
Comcast Detroit, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, watch WHPR TV Network anywhere.
And take us along with you. Feedback. Feedback. Feedback.
This is Bruce Simpson, your City of Detroit Ombudsman. I am here to address all of your complaints and concerns. If you need assistance regarding city services, please contact my office at 313-224-6000 or contact us via email at ombudsman@detroitmi.gov. This is Bruce Simpson, your City of Detroit Ombudsman.
Like many of us who like to patronize our own. And I want you to know that I've been using the African Easy Silk coconut conditioner. I really like it. It just has a nice feel on the hair, and I use a shampoo as well. And there was a commercial on just a few moments ago about the company that makes pies. I have had their bean pie. The bean pie is good. I understand they have additional pies as well, and they have apple cobbler. I think that may be the one I'll order next, but to try. But I encourage those of you who hear the commercials to support the companies. These are Black-owned businesses, and they are supporting WHPR. So let's just think about supporting them as well.
There was and I didn't catch the name. Sometimes it's good to have pen and paper around, even when you're watching television or whatever you may be doing, because they will give certain information, and sometimes you only can get it during that time. Or what they generally will ask you to do is visit the website of that particular broadcast station. But there was a restaurant which I intend to definitely visit now that I've discovered it's on the Avenue of Fashion. It's African American owned, and they say even with the construction, they're doing reasonably well. They did a interview with the chef, brother who's the chef, and they gave I guess I would call it a video tour showing you how the restaurant was set up, and everything just looked immaculate. You think you were sitting at the top of the former Renaissance Center in that restaurant at the top.
The Summit.
Yeah, the Summit. Everything was just laid out so well, and again, it's on the Avenue of Fashion. I'll find the name of it, but when I actually...
Table 2?
Table 2?
Is that the name of it?
I think that might be it. And when I saw how it was on the inside, I'm like, okay, yeah, I don't mind going out and eating. And when I look at this place, I mean, it's just the elegance of it. Linen, tablecloths and napkins, and where everything was set up, and then just the food that they show, because they always show you a slight part of what's on their menu. I was overwhelmed and impressed. So the 7 Mile Livernois area definitely needs our support, and even though this brother said he's doing fairly well, as a matter of fact, he was I guess giving specials. I think the dinners were like 2 for $30 or something as another incentive to get people in. But to Theo's point, and it's called Ujamaa, Cooperative Economics, where we continue to recycle money in our own communities. That way he can continue, as well as the other businesses, to hire people in the community. And one of the things I'm suspect about, Theo, now I'm not going to say conspiracy theory, but I just said it, right? So I guess it's out the bag now.
That's right. What?
But that area is in the University of Detroit area, as many of you know. And then there's certain semi-affluent residences in that area. I forgot the exact name of it, but I have a friend that lives over there, so I'm familiar with the area.
There's Palmer Woods, there's Sherwood Forest, there's Piccadilly.
Yeah, and there's something that's
University District.
That's probably similar to it, but there's another little name, because every
Fitzgerald.
No, and I passed by and saw the sign 2 weeks ago, so it's unfortunately it didn't register. But the reason I say that is because, as we know, I guess maybe a couple of years ago there was a judge over in that area that was taking his garbage out, and someone approached him and robbed him. They eventually found out who it was. But what I'm trying to say in bringing that all to light is that that area...
Garbage out.
Yeah, definitely don't do it at night.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
The fact that that area may be becoming more gentrified as well. Now, I know African Americans live there, but of course there was a Caucasian judge who had that incident. So when you look at the businesses there, those shops, if you were able to move certain black businesses out, as many as possible, and the area U of D is there solidly, they're not going anywhere. That community is solid. It's not going anywhere. And if you move out some of the black businesses, you allow other entrepreneurs who are non-African American to take over those things. So I think, again, that's another reason why it's important for us to support those businesses, because if they do that, and a friend of mine had her family had a business over on Woodward when they were doing the Q line, and they ended up having to move it. It was a boutique, as a matter of fact. They had to move around the corner to John R. So you're not on Main Street anymore, but this allowed some of the other proprietors, those who were considering open business, to take over the shop. Now, at this point, when I passed by there, the building just says, I believe it had a for sale sign on it, but they moved them out. So if you're on Main Street, you get all of the traffic that travels on Main Street, which happened to be Woodward.
Right.
If you move them around the corner, you get less traffic, which means you have less business. It's a beautiful boutique. I've been in there a number of times. A former junior high school classmate of mine, as a matter of fact, her family runs it. But I look at the Livernois 7 Mile area, Avenue of Fashion, in the same way. take a main street where there's a lot of traffic at, they get us off of that, and then get someone else in there of whatever other nationality, and then they end up being the proprietors over there, and then we have to find some little side street if we're going to still keep our businesses. I know Big Mama's had that problem, being in Redford originally and then moving into the Rosedale Park area, and then after they had issues with their restaurant, they moved over, as we know, on Joy Road, which does not get as much traffic, and there's not as many commercial businesses in that area, and they weren't able to sustain themselves. Another black business, which we here at Hood Research have supported, all through the time that they were in business. And the food was good on top of all that.
Right.
So we have to explore. We don't have to go beyond 8 Mile to find something that we need. All we have to do is look in our surroundings, and they're there, and continue to support them. And once you become familiar with a proprietor, the beautiful thing about it, some of the businesses I go to, it's like they look, oh, you're back again, Thabiti? Oh, yes. They look, the cheesecake or whatever it is service you may have provided was worth me coming back. You establish a relationship, and then by word of mouth, you help build that business's reputation as well. Say, yeah, when I go in there, the place is clean, everything. They treat you as if you're family, and it's not just a phrase with them, it's their way of doing business. So when we support those businesses, then we can share that with our community, and they say, yeah, next time I want to have a soul food dinner, or whether I want to go have somebody do seamstress work for me or whatever, vacuum repair. There's a lawnmower shop that's black owned on Livernois near the University of Detroit. And the only reason I found out about it is my mom is a very strong supporter of Sears. She said, well, they've been around so long, although they're having troubles now. She say, I know that if I have a problem, I can go back to them. I went there with her snowblower to have it repaired, and this is in Farmington, and they told me to go over there on Livernois. So they actually sent all of their stuff to a black lawnmower, snowblower repair place on, and I was just so,
jack up the price.
Yeah, well, and actually, that's right. Instead of taking it directly to them, the African American lawnmower shop, you go through Sears, which has to get their cut, more or less, and then they have to pay the people who repaired it.
That's right.
So we have places. We don't always have to go to the big box stores that promote themselves. We have it in our community if we would just seek it out.
Right. We have always had, and I'm sure we'll continue to have, people within our community, among our group, who are extremely qualified. But sometimes the stereotypes, take over, and then our folks want to go somewhere else and look to somebody else to do what could be done in our community. I just think about doctors as an example. There's good and bad everywhere, but when you think about all of the experiments that happen to our people, you got to wonder, well, why is it that you would always want to think that somebody else is better, or the ice is colder? And here recently, some veterans, you may have heard it on the news, veterans had been killed because they were given wrong medication in the hospital. Now, they put their lives on the line, mind you. Got back home in one piece, and now they're going to the doctor, and a number of them got killed through the VA system. Anyway.
We must have touched a nerve. We got a couple of callers.
Oh, okay.
Hello, caller. You're on the air. Would you share your name and how you're viewing us, please?
Well, it's just me. My name is Keith Hines, Batman Productions, Hood Research.
Yeah.
And all those other.
Happy Monday, Keith. Yes.
Yeah, same thing. Happy Monday here. Let me turn this volume down here.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, happy Monday. Happy Monday. Yeah, I'm listening to what you're saying about Livernois. Yeah, it's a shame what they're doing on Livernois. That even the people that try to so-called say they run the city of Detroit, that we even allow that type of a project to go on, because people had to sign for it to say it was okay. So apparently the people who signed for it either don't know what they're doing or they don't care about what they're doing because, the Anglo-Saxon, liver noise, that goes way back in history. It's like Black Bottom. It goes way back.
Yes.
I can remember even back in the 80s, I had a nightclub on Illinois called the Status Fight. And before it was called the Status Fight, it was called the Chessmate.
Oh, okay.
And we were there for a good little while. We watched everything come back to life again. And then now we're watching it, seeing it, us destroy it this time. And we had, back then, there was competition amongst each other. We had competition. But now this isn't competition amongst each other. I'm talking about different businesses.
Yes.
This is something coming from outside that says, we don't like you. I mean, they would never go into the suburbs somewhere and say, hey, we're going to take and put an island down the middle of your street. This was the one they put years ago.
Right,
and a lot of people don't know. Yes, the people did want a divider, but that was way down there by 8 Mile where Illinois widens, and the seniors had a hard time getting across the street because of the timing on the light.
Oh.
It was never supposed to come down Illinois like it did.
Right.
Right. And so that was error the first time, but I guess it didn't take everybody out.
So now, but it killed the Little Red Schoolhouse. I used to shop there, and the Little Red Schoolhouse, it was a store, a teacher store, and it cut down on their customer base. There was a men's store, Billy's, and there was another store. I'm trying to think of. They had an African attire there, but that concrete wall interfered with business, and there were people who said, well, they were on the east side of the street, and they said, well, I'd like to go to such and such, but I'm not going to drive all the way up to 8 Mile, turn around and come all the way back down there, may not find a park. It was just a whole lot of mess. Then they put the bicycle lane there. That continued to make it
bad to worse.
It did, right. Yeah.
And
and it's crazy, because it's supposedly this is a black city. That's one of the what do you call it? The financially stable black areas, as far as business goes,
Right.
We had Black Bottom. They wiped us out with a
freeway.
So now we got Livernois, and they're just taking us out with undeveloped development. You might as well call it.
Bicycle lanes, and to take down the barrier in the middle of the street. How do you just come and just have stuff all over the place? They could take one section at a time, tear it down, have the company come and cart it away. Then you go to the next section, and in the meantime, fill the gap in, because cars have been getting stuck. They have to have cranes come and pull them out of the hole that's in the middle of the street. It's just, I don't know. It just appears to be intentional now. Thabiti says, well, we don't want to dwell on conspiracy theories, but hey, that really fits.
Well, I know the area well.
No, go ahead, Thabiti.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes, I know the area well. When you mentioned the 80s, I was a student over at U of D in the 70s. The Avenue of Fashion was popping, and it was only, and I stayed in the dorm, so it was nowhere for me to be able to go down there. Maliki Keeney had a bookstore. I went to the teacher's bookstore that you mentioned on a number of occasions, and they just slowly try to weed us out. They don't do it en masse or wholesale. They just kind of pick away at us. That's why I say sticks in the bundles are rarely broken.
Right. Hold on, Keith. Keith.
Yes, good here.
Hold on.
Okay. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Would you share your name and how you're viewing us, please? Hello, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning to the both of you.
Good morning.
Thank you.
Can you hear me?
Yes. How are you watching us?
I'm loud and clear, and you're very clear, and I can hear you well.
Okay.
I live the other area you may have been talking about, the BD, is the Bagley area, which I live right in there. It's right before you get to Sherwood Forest and Palmer Park, all over in there.
Oh, okay.
And that was my stomping ground. I walked every day almost. I was in an accident, can't walk like I used to, but I would walk down to Livernois every day. It was an African shop I would go in. There was 2 bakeries where I stop in. Sometimes I would go into Cuzzo's and eat and get something. And now they got the sidewalk, everything to it. You can't even walk down what used to be the sidewalk.
Oh, wow.
So you can tell that it's in there to move us out, because I get letters all. I'll be paying my house off in November.
Congratulations.
And I get letters all the time. We want to buy your house.
Oh.
So we see a lot of people slowly moving in here, and when you walk through the neighborhood, you don't know they're here until somebody maybe come out the door and you say, oh, when did they move here? So they slowly taking over. But they're also doing the same thing in my hometown in Alabama. They're destroying the whole neighborhood, tearing down houses, not rebuilding. And if you don't pay your taxes, my taxes was 1 month late. I have a home down there too. My parents left me. 1 month late, and they went sending me threatening letters. We're gonna put your house up for auction. And I said, oh no, hell, you're not. You're not putting this one up for auction. But they're slowly doing the same thing everywhere. It's not just here. In that little hit town of Alabama, but it got a lot of history because Martin Luther King used to come there a lot.
What city?
So it's got a lot of history in that town. It used to be Fort McClellan, Anniston, Alabama. So they doing the same thing everywhere.
I see.
They're trying to move us out.
Right.
And you all have a great day.
Oh, thank you so much for sharing. How are you watching us? She gone? Oh, okay. Okay. Keith back.
Yeah, and Keith?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And I was just saying that in the 70s also I had that same experience. And it was a beautiful thing for me as a student, not having transportation as regularly as I would have liked to be able to take advantage of that. And when she mentions as well that they're sending notices, she getting ready to pay off her house and they trying to move right over there.
Isn't that something?
And let me ask you this, Theo, because I think I have a let's just say a superficial understanding. Isn't a person able to, if they're interested, and you may be able to answer this also, Keith, when you see a property or something, you can go down to the city county building and maybe do some kind of inquiry about the property. Maybe you don't know exactly who the belongs to, but you can find out certain things about anybody's property, I believe, right?
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
Well, as a matter of fact, the first floor in room 36.
And the reason I asked that question is because as she was approached to sell her house, that people who may be developers or others who don't have our interest in at heart can go and look at the rolls and see what's going on and then say, okay, yeah, well, as a predator, because we know about predatory lending, but there are also predators who will get your property, try to offer you something that sounds good because they know that the growth of that community is stable to begin with and it's going to grow, particularly if you're on the, I want to say, the east side of Livernois, which is right there within the University District. The west side, where you have streets like San Juan, Santa Barbara, certain little streets like that, that's sort of a different community. So Livernois is the dividing line between a little bit more affluent and a little bit less affluent, depending on which side of Livernois you're on. So for them to have approached her means that somebody's done some research or review, and we have to be aware of that too, because my family lost property. She mentioned Alabama. My family lost some property in Alabama. They didn't know any better at the time, and it's been turned into a resort area now. But they had actually a couple of small lakes on the property. My mother recalled to me how when they were children in the 30s and 40s, how they would go down to the lake and swim. But again, some ruthless and unscrupulous, because our people may not have been as educated about how things go. They took that property, and the last time I went down there, which was in the 70s, they had set it up where you could bring your little boat in and everything.
Oh, wow.
They had a little lodging area, and when I had found out that used to be our property, so we just have to be mindful of these people, because there are predators out there, and they take advantage of what we don't know.
Right. And then the other thing is when you separate people. As an example, the Section 8 program, I'm told that Detroit does not accept Section 8 vouchers like they used to. You may find some, I guess, here and there, but they're not accepting them. What they're trying to do now is to send those who need Section 8 to the cities around Detroit, and that divides us up. It reminds me of the Republicans drawing the districts so that they have more Republicans within those boundaries. And they're doing the same thing with the African Americans who have a need for a Section 8. And they'll tell you, well, you can live out there in wherever they have Wyandotte or someplace, and for a year. Then you can come back to Detroit. Well, by the time a person gets settled, they're not looking forward to relocating, and especially if you have children, you got to make arrangements for them to be in school, etc. But that's the game that's being played with the Section 8. And to me, it's a part of gentrification. That's also known as Negro removal. And
right, it is. It is. They try to hide it under urban renewal. But when you said the word right there, it's also called, and it has been banned too because it was called nicknamed Negro removal. And if you look at a lot of these projects that we have going on in the city of Detroit, we're supposed to have a planning and development department downtown that's supposed to plan and participate in the development. In other words, there's supposed to be some skilled people down there that know what they did wrong last time and what was done wrong 100 years ago, because they went to school and were supposed to be educated. So for them to keep making the same dumb mistakes that they made way back then, you have to wonder who actually are working in this department now. You take the demolition program.
Yeah.
I talked to one of the ladies that people that run that whole, not the demolition, but the sidewalk replacement program. And I talked with the demolition too, but sidewalk replacement program. And they said that one of the issues that they have down there is they don't have enough inspectors. And for Biddy know how important these inspectors are, you can't sign off on that contract or project without the approval from the inspector. So all these issues that we're having, like the tainted soil and all this stuff, somebody had to sign off on it.
That's right. Well, unfortunately, we're down to our last, I guess, 60 or 70 seconds of the show. But I'm glad that you called in this morning because we want to have you talk more about those treaties that are still in effect. But thank you for calling, Keith. And here I say that it's not necessary for you to know everything. What is necessary is for you to know how to find what you need when you need it. And we at Hood Research seek out as much information as we can to help us all make better informed decisions. I want you to follow Hood Research on Twitter. I want you to come to our meeting this coming Saturday from 2 until 6. We will be at the Dabo Center on Grand River and Wyoming. The address on Grand River and Wyoming is 12048 Grand River. That's 12048 Grand River. And to know that we have a website, which is hoodresearch.org, and the telephone number is area code 248 248-234-2371. Again, that's area code 248-234-2371. Thabiti.
If you want to be nothing, do nothing. But the only problem with doing nothing is you never know when you're finished. And now we want you to stay tuned for Get in the Know with
Marley B.
Feedback. Feedback. Hi, this is Theo Broughton,
And I am Thabiti Mpinda,
inviting you to join us each Monday at 9 a.m. for feedback.
a positive image production by Hood Research.
Encourage others to tune in each Monday on
Comcast Detroit, Roku, Amazon Fire TV. Watch WHPR TV Network anywhere.
and take us along with you. Feedback. Feedback. Feedback.
This is Bruce Simpson, your City of Detroit ombudsman. I am here to address all of your complaints and concerns. If you need assistance regarding city services, please contact my office at 313-224-6000 or contact us via email at ombudsman@detroitmi.gov. This is Bruce Simpson, your City of Detroit ombudsman.